Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah. If you can hear me and everything is okay, please type maybe a 6 in the chat box and let me know. I'm not quite sure whether a lot of you are watching me for today. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Can anybody hear me? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Anybody? Okay. If you can hear me, type a 6 in the chat box and let me check because I do not see any of the comment here. So I'm going to check. Yes. Okay, let me see. I still cannot see the comment. Okay, I think something wrong. Why I cannot see the comment? Okay, can you see? Okay, let me check one more time. Okay, we'll start in 1 minute. Yeah, because I need to see the chat box. I'm not quite sure if you can hear me. I think everything is okay, right? Yeah. Okay, so for today, okay, we're going to talk about the way to learn calculation. Yeah. So the title is actually called The Best Way to Learn. But obviously, it's only my own opinion here. So I will leave the space for everybody to discuss. So if you still have any like ideas to share, make sure you leave your comments in the chat box and let me know. Yeah, but sadly, I still cannot see the chat box, the comments. So I'm going to chat one more time. Okay, I'm going to check for the last time. Okay, I think something wrong here with the. Okay, one more minute, I will start. Yeah, no matter how. Let me check one more time. Oh, where are the comments? The comments, the comments. Oh, I think it works now. Let me check one more time. Wait, yeah, everybody. Yeah, wait, just 1 minute. Yeah, I will make sure it works. Oh, finally. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see the comments, everybody. I'm so happy. Yeah. So I see physics. Okay, Joey and John. Yes. Okay, very nice to see everybody here. Yeah. So I think I should start, okay, because we are already 5 minutes delay here. So today we're going to talk about calculation. And like I said here, I hope everybody can share some of your ideas in the comments below so that we can actually communicate, because I don't want to do a lecture like the teacher or maybe somebody doing blah 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 on stage, right? So I really hope everybody can interact with me here. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself, and some of you already know my name. Okay, I can see in the comments here. So I have a very easy question to start. So which of the following statement is false? A, I have been teaching for no more than 10 years. And B, I can speak English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. So come on, everybody, leave your answer in the comments. Okay, let's have the little reaction here. The comments. I need in the comments. Come on, show me in the comments. A or B. Like I said, I really do hope a lot of interactions with you guys here. So I really do hope you can give me some comments. Otherwise, it will be a little bit boring. No comments again. Okay, hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So the answer is actually A. I actually been teaching for more than 10 years. Okay, more than 10 years. Yeah, it's not no more than 10 years, okay? And of course I can speak Mandarin and English and also Cantonese because I come from Guangzhou. 所以我係識講廣東話，因為我應該都覺得好多家長係識講廣東話，因為新加坡、馬來西亞應該都係識講廣東話嘅。Okay, good. Okay, so it's not B, it's A. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself officially. So you see here, this is me. And actually, I have been teaching for more than 10 years. And also, I have been teaching for I taught over 10,000 students. Okay. And personally, I'm in charge of the online classes in Think Academy Singapore. And also, I have students with full score in Sasmo. That was last year in Malaysia because I also taught in Malaysia. Yeah. So this is something about me. And for today's sharing, basically, we'll have three parts. The first one, we're going to talk about the calculation in Singapore school and also in competitions in Singapore. Basically, focus on the lower primary kids, okay, lower primary grades, okay. And the second part, I think most of you may wonder is how to develop the calculation skills. That will be the focus on today as well. Yeah. And the last one, here we are going to have some details about stack. By the way, do you know stack, everybody? If you know stack, type 1 in the chat box and let me know. Okay, stack. Yeah. Actually, this is the calculation contest we have put forward. I mean, like we published to we opened recently. Okay. The Singapore Think Academy calculation contest. So we had a short name, which is TAC. So I'm not quite sure if you already joined the competition or not. I really recommend everybody to join because it's really nice to test how good the calculation ability the kids have. Okay, so this is basically three parts. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first one. Here we have calculation in school and competition in Singapore. And again, here let's have the little interaction here. About the calculation part, which module is the most important in primary school? Yeah. So is it A, word problem, or B, calculation, or C, geometry? So everybody leave your answer in the comments, please. Which module is the most important in primary school? Yeah. Come on, give me some comments. Comments, I need comments, everybody. I'm not quite sure whether it's lagging or not. Nobody in the comments. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, very good. Somebody choose B and somebody choose A. That will be great. Yeah. So obviously today we talk about calculation. So calculation is the most important part in primary school. But as well, word problem also. Yeah, basically two parts. Calculation and also word problem. But in lower primary, calculation is the most important part. I think this is a very simple conclusion everybody can get. But, you know, I know a lot of parents do not really focus in calculation. So think about how much time you give to the kids in calculation and how much effort the kids put in calculation. Later, I'll come to that part, okay? It's actually quite fun. We just know calculation is very important, but we don't really spend a lot of effort and time in calculation. Yeah. So the second small question here, how much does calculation account for in Singapore schools? Yeah, in the MOE outline, I mean curriculum. Everybody, can you give me the percentage? How many percent? How many percent does calculation account for? Yeah, think about it. Just have a guess. Because later I'm going to show you the example. I actually analyze all the curriculum in Singapore school. So I can give you a very objective answer. Yeah. So how many percent? Still no answer in the comments. I think it's something about lagging. Okay, 70. Okay, from Winnie. Thank you. Yeah, any other answers? Okay, only 70. Later you can see. Okay. Yeah. The third one. What about in math competitions? How many percent does calculation account for in math competitions in lower primary? By the way, okay, only lower primary. Yeah, because for today we are only focused on lower primary. I'm also a teacher in P1 and P2. Yeah, so I will focus more on lower primary. Yeah. So in here, how many percent? How many percent? Have a guess again. Is it a really high percentage or a lower one? Okay. Yeah, I know that must be the lagging. Wow, 95% in lower primary. Okay, that will be super high. Actually, not that high. Okay. Later we come to that part. So with these three questions, let's take a look. First of all, about the school syllabus. So, like I said, I actually analyze every single unit, okay, from P1 to P6. As you can see here, you don't need to look very clearly about the content, just have a very glance through it. So, the green color shows you this is about calculation. Okay, so every parent take a look. So with the glimpse, you can see actually calculation will take up, I think, almost half, right? Just look at the color. The green one shows you the calculation. Yeah. So actually it tells you calculation part actually account for more than 50% in the school curriculum. Okay, more than 50%. Because the green color only shows you the module. There are some other module not about calculation. For example, we have module about the volume. We have the module about the methods, about the time, about money. But actually, in this kind of module, we will have calculation. The calculation of money, the calculation of mass, the calculation of volume, something like that. And if we take all that part into consideration, so the percentage will be higher. Yeah, the percentage will only be higher. And now let's focus on P1 and P2 curriculum. Yeah, in specifically. So the first one is the P1. So you see from the P1, we take a closer look. So unit 1 is numbers to 10. And then we have number bonds. And then we have addition within 10, subtraction within 10, number position to tens, right? So basically P1, it's all about calculation. All about calculation. Yeah, as you can see here, take up, I think like maybe 90%. Yeah. Okay. So you see, what about P2? Let's take a look. P2, on the contrary, a little bit less, but again, also I think it's a half. Yeah, we have numbers to 1000, addition and subtraction within 1000, and then multiplication tables of 2, 5, and 10, and then multiplication table of 3 and 4, something like that. Yeah. So you see here, for P1 and P2, I think calculation take up a higher percentage. It's like up to 60%. Okay, 60%. So that's something about the calculation proportion in the school curriculum. And after that, let's move on to the next part in PSLE. Okay, that's something I think a little bit far away from now, because I assume like most of you are parents from P1 or P2 kids, right? So what about PSLE? And everybody have a guess. For the PSLE paper, how many percent does calculation pick up? Yeah. Please leave your guesses in the comment below. In PSLE, the primary school leaving examination. By the way, it's a very important examination, right? Throughout the entire primary school years. Yeah, PSLE. How many percent? Okay, I'll wait a little bit. Okay, so I think some of you may think about like 50 something. Okay, I'm going to show you. Yeah. So for this part, again, our colleagues actually do a lot of research about the PSLE past papers. Yeah, from 2018 to 2023. So actually, we actually analyze about 282 questions, and then we get the conclusion. Okay, 40. Okay, a good guess from Winnie. Let's take a look. Yeah. So this is the pie chart. Okay, I show you the conclusion already in here. Let's take a look. This is the pie chart. Yeah. From this one, you can see actually the yellow part, the orange part is the number and algebra. Yeah, algebra takes up about like 53%. Okay, numbers and algebra 53%. So actually it's more than half. Yeah, more than half. And then we have measurement and evaluation about like 33%. And after that, we have the area and volume. Okay. Oh, the statistics, sorry. Okay, about 13%. And the last one is the area and volume about 1%. Yeah. So as you can see for this part, PSLE also calculation take up a large proportion. Yeah, 51%. So from P1 to P6 curriculum in school, and also the PSLE, we can see calculation is super important in primary. Yeah. And what about competitions? So for the competitions, I will focus on SMKC level 1. Yeah, SMKC level 1. So you see here, we actually analyze the questions in SMKC 2024. But this one is in China. Yeah, the China area, because in Singapore we haven't announced we haven't released the score in SMKC, right? So I just analyzed the questions in the China area, and as you can see here from the pie chart again, yeah. So the orange shows you the number sense. Number sense is related to calculation, so it takes up also half. Yeah, half. And other than that, we have the spatial awareness, which takes up about like 25%. And we have the logical reasoning, and then we have the observation and also attention. Yeah. So for this part, you see, actually calculation also very important in SMKC. But is it only about 2024 SMKC? What about the past years? So no worries, everybody. Yeah, we'll move on to that. And by the way, to talk about the SMKC 2024, the calculation is not just the very simple calculation. Let's take a look at these two questions in here. The first one, actually, it's about calculation with the pictures. Yeah, with the pictures. So here, the kids need to understand what it means and then do the calculation. And for the second part, it looked like we calculate the length, but actually we need to convert it into calculation without numbers. Also, the shapes. Yeah, the calculation with the shapes. Okay, so actually it's a little bit challenging for you. Yeah. And now, without further ado, what about the past year's papers in SMKC? So for this part, we analyze the SMKC from, let's see, 2013 to 2022. So you see here also the number sense takes up a percentage of 41. Not half, but also a very high percentage already. And again, here, the second one is the spatial awareness, okay, which is 23%. And we have the logical reasoning. Yeah, so from this, you can see calculation also plays an important part in the SMKC competition. Yeah, but what about SASMO? Yeah, I know recently the score of SASMO has been released. Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether your kids had a very good score. So as far as I know, actually for P2 and P3, we don't have full score, like global-wise. We don't have full score. Okay. And actually, I analyzed the paper for P2, for G2 SASMO, and the percentage of calculation is not as high as the one in SMKC. It's about like 20% or something. Okay, the pure calculation. But every parent, for some other modules, for example, like geometry, word problem, it also involves calculation. So in this way, calculation is everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah. What about higher grades like NEMOS, like SMOPs? Okay. So for competitions in higher grades, actually, the calculation does not take up a very large proportion because it will focus on more on the number theory, the word problem, combinatorics, something like that. Okay. But it doesn't mean calculation is not important, because like I said, calculation is everywhere. If the kids are better in calculation, it helps them faster think about the challenging problems. Yeah. So from this area, from this aspect, calculation also plays an important role in competition. Yeah. So to conclude, as you see here, calculation ability is crucial in lower primary. What I want to emphasize is in lower primary. Yeah, this is very important. So other than that, what's the importance of calculation? So I'm going to further analyze a little bit here. So here, another question to interact. Can calculation help kids in exams and competitions? So think about it. If the kids are very good at calculation, does it help in exams and competition? I think the answer is quite obvious. It's yes, right? Okay, but how? Later, I'm going to explain that. And the second one, for this one, I hope everybody can leave your comment here. Can calculation help improve thinking? Yeah, I will wait a little bit here, because I do really want to see your ideas. Can calculation help improve thinking? Because I can actually heard from some of the parents thinking calculation is about calculation. It has nothing to do with how you think. Okay, the logical thing, maybe it doesn't involve too much about that. Calculation is like separate. Calculation is calculation. Nothing to do with the thinking, logical thinking. Yeah. What do you think about it? Can calculation help improve thinking? Yeah, if you think it helps improve, you can type a 1. And if you think it doesn't help at all, or maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe you can type a 2. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit here. Hope everybody is still listening. Okay, yes. Thank you so much. Okay, yes. So actually it helps. Okay, it helps. I will explain it to you later. Okay. So the third question, let's take a look. Which one can give kids direct sense of achievement? So for this one, everybody can also have a guess. Okay. Can give direct sense of achievement. So is it geometry, word problem, or calculation? So for this part, I think also it's very clear. Yeah. Directly give the kids a sense of achievement. Which part can do? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Winnie, for the answer. Calculation. Yeah, I will give you the answer. Calculation directly. Okay. Yeah. So now let's move on. Besides the analysis in school and also in calculation, now let's further take a look. For calculation, actually it has two parts. Yeah, this is the basic concept. Yeah, we will focus a lot on ability, right? Calculation is a kind of ability. Yes, it's true. But I hope everybody don't forget there is some other part, which is the comprehension of calculation. Okay, in Mandarin, it's actually called 算理. So how the kids understand the numbers, how they understand the operation signs. Okay, so that part is called comprehension. So when we talk about calculation, it actually has two parts, comprehension and ability. So now let's focus on the first part in here. Calculation is the foundation in math, as I analyze, right, in school and also in competition, and also helps in exams. How does it help? So it actually allows the kids can perform more effortlessly in exams, or it saves them a lot more times for more difficult problems. Yeah. So in here, I do an assumption. So in the examinations, so let's take a look. Usually we will have about 600 to 800 steps in calculation. Yeah. So let's say here we take 700. Yeah, in the middle here. So if the kids can really do very fast in calculation, so it help them save the time. So suppose each step, the kids can help save 2 seconds. So you see here, it's about like 1,400 seconds. So how many minutes are there? How many minutes are there? It's approximately around 20 minutes. Okay, so for 700 steps, it saves about 20 minutes. So every parent, you can see that. Actually, that is a huge gap between the kids with good calculation ability and also with a weak one. Because the 20 minutes saved by the calculation helps them think more about the challenging problems, right? And also they can use the time to double check. Yeah. So you may wonder, wow, actually, I didn't know. When you do the calculation like I did here, yeah. So actually, it saves the kids a lot more time, right? So that's how calculation really helped them in examinations. So this is the first part. Yeah. And the second part, let's continue. Take a look. Calculation can help improve thinking. But how? Remember, there are two parts in calculation. The first part is comprehension of the operation signs of the numbers, right? And the second part is the ability in calculation. So now let's think about this problem. Yeah. Before that, I will address a little bit more about thinking. Okay. To me, thinking is the approach to solving problems. How the kids think about the problem. This is actually how this is the way they think. Yeah. So thinking is the exploration and discovery of the connections and find out the rules behind the objects, behind the items. Yeah. This is something about thinking. So now I have a question here. When the kids look at the questions like this, Xiaoming bought some candies and he ate more than half of the candies. And finally, there were 6 candies left. And the question is asking, how many candies did Xiaomi have originally? So basically, here we have 3 parts, A, B, and C. And dear parent, you can take a look. Which part the kids may have problem with? Is it A, B, or C? Which part is hard for them? A, B, or C? Yeah, I'll wait a little bit here. I think for parents like you, okay, you don't have any problems understanding the problems. But think about kids in P1 and P2. They may struggle a lot in questions like this. So which part may be the problem? I think the answer is actually also quite clear. Yeah. So actually, the first part is the very tricky part. Okay, yeah, very good, Winnie. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, for the interaction. Yeah. So the first part is very tricky. Okay. If the kids do not really understand calculation well, so they may have a very difficult time understanding half and also 2 more than half. Okay. But if the kids are really good at calculation, so there will be no problem. Yeah, 2 more than half. So we need to find out how, and then we have 2 more, right? So actually, when the kids have good comprehension in calculation, it helps them better understand the problems, especially for the word problems. For the word problems. Yeah, a true story from me because I'm teaching kids in primary 1 and also primary 2. So in primary 2, in P2, we had the unitary model. So we have some problems like 2 more than 7 times, okay, or 6 times, blah, blah, blah. So first of all, the kids need to understand 7 times. What does time mean? And also, he also need to understand 2 more than. Yeah. So basically, this is about understanding. Okay, understanding. So after that, if the kids can understand the problem, so in solving the problem, how calculation can help thinking. Let's take a look. Here, actually a very traditional chicken rabbit problem. So usually we can have the table method. Okay. Once you have the table method, we just ask the kids to list the number of the chicken and also the number of the rabbit and let them calculate the total number of the legs. So I think you can simply imagine that kids with good calculation, they can do it really fast. Yeah, because they have no problem about calculation. And the time they saved, they can think about some other methods, right? But somehow, if the kids are not good at calculation, wow, maybe it takes a lot more time for them to find out the correct answer. So that's how calculation can help people, can help the kids in thinking. Because once they do it very fast and do it very correctly, they can save more time in thinking about some other methods. Because thinking, like I said, is about how the kids solve the problems. The more ways, the more solutions they can think of, so actually they will have better thinking. Yeah. So basically, the calculation ability helps improve their study efficiency because save more time. And after that, they will have more time to explore more solutions. Yeah, more solutions. That's the logic. Okay, that's the logic. And for this part, I will have another example. That's also a real example from my class. So I remember, I think it's the week before the last. Okay. Yeah, so we talk about the remainder problem. It's about cycle. Yeah, this is one of the slide in the class. So in here we have 17 pots of flour. Okay. And here we arrange them in a kind of pattern, like 1 pot of red, and then 2 pots of yellow, and then 2 pots of the pink. And we need to find out how many red flour are there. Okay. So as you see here, we need to find out the cycle. And the cycle is 5, right? Okay, the cycle is 5. Yeah. And after that, here we have 17. So what do we do? Yeah, we do divide. I think every parent are very clear about that. So we do 17 divided by 5. Okay. And then that is where the kids departs. I mean, like, tell apart. For kids who are good at calculation, they can give me the answer very quickly and also tell me the number of the red flower. Yeah. But on the other hand, if they're not good at calculation, well, they really struggle a lot. Because you see here, this is division with remainder, right? So the answer will be 3 remainder 2. Yeah. So in here, if the kids are good at calculation, they can think about the problem. Okay, here, when we have 3 completed group of the cycle, we need to think about, okay, we have 1 flower in each cycle. So what about the remainder? So he can think about, okay, we still need to think about the remainder. We still have 1 red part of the flower and then think about the answer. Yeah, so it's really fast. Okay. But for the kids who are not good at calculation, okay, I really spend like some time for them to do the calculation. Yeah. And after that, they can follow up the logic here. So as you see here, better calculation ability help them think about the problem more efficiently. Yeah, more efficiently. Yeah, basically this is the logic. Okay. So after that, let's move on. In here, the kind of very common method in mathematics. Yeah. In here, we have the Chinese. So I just subtract some of the very common thinking methods like enumeration. We'll talk about it in our course as well. We have the table method, the drawing method, right? The bar model. Okay. Actually, we encourage the kids to draw out their own bar model in the class to solve the problem. Yeah. And also we have assumption, elimination, and also thinking backwards, something like that. So it all based on very good calculation. Yeah. So that's the basic logic. And then let's continue. After that, here we had a very, very important part. And as you see here, when we have the calculation, this is actually a systematic way. Not only about calculation, it's more about like here we have like comparing, ordering things, fraction and decimal in higher grades. Yeah. So you see the pure calculation is just a part of it. A part of it. Yeah. So this is something we will talk about in our courses as well. So then let's focus more. The third part here, calculation also enables kids to gain a sense of achievement. But for this part, I think it's easy to understand, so I'm not going to explain it in detail. So in here, if the kids can do the calculation correctly and very fast, so they will have confidence. They will have confidence. They will have interest in math. And that is very important. That is very important. Okay. So the basic logic is once the kids do very fast and correctly in calculation, so they can reduce the time in problem solving. And after that, they can spend more time thinking about more solutions or maybe catch up with the logic from the teachers so they can understand the lessons better, right? And once they understand the lessons better, so they can do the homework by themselves without the guidance from the parents like you, right? Okay, they can solve the problems independently. And afterwards, in higher grades, they can actually build up their system in knowledge. Yeah, that is something like a very good circle. So the foundation here is calculation. Yeah. So to recap a little bit here, calculation is the foundation and it helps in examinations. And at the same time, calculation helps improve thinking. And last but not least, calculation offers a sense of achievement to the kids. Okay. So I do really hope for today's sharing. So parents have to be more consistent. I mean, like persistent in calculation. Yeah, because in the beginning, I already mentioned a lot of you know, okay, calculation is very important. I know how important it is. You don't need to address me about the importance of calculation anymore. But in fact, still a lot of parents do not emphasize calculation, right? If you do have the same situation, please type a 6 in the chat box. I will wait a little bit here. Yeah. It's something like we know how important to do sports, right? To lose weight or something like that. But we just do not squeeze the time in losing weight. Right? Does it make sense? Yeah. Especially for adults like us, I also have a lot of idea. I know how important something is, but I seldom spend the time doing that. Right? Like I also want to lose weight, even though I look very slim already. I had a belly, so I actually want to go to the gym and do workouts, but actually I don't. Okay, because I just don't do it in practice. I don't do in I don't put it in action. Yeah. So I do really hope after today's sharing, parents, you need to keep it in mind. Calculation is very important. I have to take action. I have to start now, okay? Yeah, I have to start now to really improve the kids' calculation abilities. Okay? If you are going to do that, I'm really happy. This is something I want everybody to engage. Okay? And that's why here, why we have the stack, the calculation contest. I really hope we can offer an opportunity so that the kids can actually practice their calculation and also work harder in calculation. Yeah, that's something we want everybody to do. Okay. So after that, here comes the second part. Yeah, we are coming to the very important part for today, how to develop calculation skills. Okay. And in here, I'd like to have a little like interaction here. So what kind of problems do children encounter with calculation? Yeah. So for this, I think it's hard to type in the comments. So every parent, you can just think it over. Okay. What kind of problems do kids encounter in calculation? And the second one, what causes these problems? Okay. What causes these problems? Okay. Yeah. So now let's continue. I think here a lot of parents may think about, okay, the kids will always make mistakes in calculation, cannot get everything right, right? Possible. And also, oh, the kids, okay, thought the plus is a minus, so that's why they make a mistake. Yeah, misread the symbols, misread the signs. And also, some of the kids may not be willing to practice because they think they are the drills. It's so boring. I don't want to do calculation. It happens, right? Yeah, careless mistakes. Very nice. Okay. And some kids may do it very slowly. And by the way, I also have some P2 kids. Okay. Or yeah, P2 kids. When they do calculation, they still use their fingers to count. Okay, or maybe just count the numbers. When they do like 12 plus 3, they will count like 12, 13, 14, 15. It's really slow. Okay. And kids in primary 2 should be better than that. Yeah. So actually, parents, you can actually think about your own kids. Yeah. Are they on the right track of calculation? Right. Yeah. So all the problems here, what are the causes behind? Is it all owing to carelessness? Because I think a lot of parents, and also I will also attribute all the problems to carelessness. But carelessness, is it really the cause behind? Actually, it's no. Okay, it's not. Because carelessness is actually just an excuse. Yeah. If I ask you why the kids are careless, why the kids are careless. So that would be the deep-rooted causes behind. So it may because the kids do not understand calculation. Okay. Or maybe the kids can understand, but they don't follow the steps in doing calculation. For example, when they do vertical addition, they don't start from the ones. They start from the tens, right? So that's why they make mistake. Okay. Or maybe they don't remember, okay, to regroup the numbers, carry over or borrowing the number, borrowing something from the tens place, right? Okay. Or maybe they just lack practice and that's why they make mistake. Yeah. So I do hope everybody do not attribute to carelessness. This is just an excuse. Okay. In my opinion, if the kids are really good at math, good at calculation, so they should not be careless. Yeah, they should be very careful. So carelessness is actually showing the kids are not capable in calculation in math. Yeah, so this is something I hope everybody may notice. That's so the reason behind basically the three parts. The first one, the kids do not like to do calculation, so lack of motivation. And the second part, they don't know the correct method, right? Yeah. And the third one is lack of practice. So basically, it's all about these three causes. Okay. So now let's tackle them one by one. If the kids lack of motivation in calculation, so what do we do? The simple solution is just give them the sense of achievement, right? We just let them enjoy, right? Let them enjoy the fun of calculation. So how? Okay. So here, the second and the third tip is very important. Okay. For parents and also like us teachers will do, we need to give them instant feedback. Okay. So think about it. If you just assign a lot of questions, okay, in calculation, after the kids finish and you don't have any feedback, just leave them alone. Okay. So you see how disappointed or maybe how frustrated the kids are. Right? Oh, mom and dad, you asked me to do it, and after I finish that, you don't give me any feedback. So what's the point of doing that, right? Yeah. So I do hope everybody can give instant feedback. It does not need to be very, like positive feedback. Okay, if the kids do make some mistake, you just give comments like, okay, not bad, but you make some mistake. Let's take a look why you make mistakes. Yeah, and guide them together, find out the reason why they make a mistake. Is it about understanding? Is it about the calculation habit or something, right? It's better than leave them alone. So that's very important. And the second thing is try to give them occasional praising. Yeah, or maybe prizes. Yeah. For example, if the kids do practice like every day, so if they can do practice 5 days in a row, so we can maybe buy something for them to eat, or maybe just give them a big meal or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So that they will be very happy. And once they are happy, so they will continue. So sometimes give them a sense of achievement is really important. That's what I will do in my class. Okay. So for kids in my class, I always praise them and encourage them. When I talk with the parents, I also give the comment like I will encourage them more. Because sometimes the kids are not willing, not because they don't want to, they don't have the encouragement from the parents or from the teachers. Okay. And for the kids in higher grades, so the first one is super important. Because for more mature kids, the feedback from the outside is not as important from themselves. So try to let them have a sense of achievement by themselves. I really feel great about calculation, and then I can do faster in examinations. I can listen to the teachers more efficiently, so they will have a sense of achievement, okay, within themselves. And that is better than everything. Yeah, because the kids can motivate themselves in learning. Yeah, but I think it's for higher grades. Higher grades. Okay. So this is about giving them sense of achievement. Yeah. So for this one, actually we had a lot of practices, okay, in calculation. And by the way, if you join the STAG, I mean the calculation contest in Singapore here, so we can offer you a calculation practice book. Yeah. So actually you can have the plans, like do it maybe one day or daily or maybe on a weekly basis. Yeah. But don't forget to give them instant feedback. That's very important. Okay. Yeah. So after that, let's move on. If the kids have the motivation, so maybe they don't have correct methods. So this is also, I hope everybody can pay attention to. And remember, actually calculation have two parts. Don't directly go to the calculation methods, like how you can make round numbers, something like that. Because calculation involves two parts, understanding and then the calculation ability. Yeah. So here, I think for questions like this, you may consider, oh, I know, just make round numbers. For the first one, make round numbers like 10,000, right? 1,100. Yeah. For the second one, we do the 8 and 2 together to make a round number 10, right? But here, before we learn the calculation with the strategies, I do hope every parent can check if the kids do really understand calculation, especially in lower primary. Yeah, in lower primary. A lot of parents will just, for example, the multiplication table. A lot of parents will ask them to recite. Okay, you just recite the table like 2 times 2 equal 4, 2 times 3 equal 6. Okay, they don't think about, okay, if the kids do understand the multiplication or not. And to be honest, a lot of kids do not understand what it means by calculation in multiplication. If I give them like 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, so not many kids may think about, okay, here we do 4 3s adding together, so we can do 4 times 3. Actually, not many kids understand them. Yeah. So I hope every parent can check a little bit. Okay. Before we learn the method, do they really understand? Yeah. So make sure they understand and then they learn the method in calculation. Yeah. So here, before the calculation with the strategies, let the kids understand the logic behind. And actually, it is supported by the very famous cognitive theory by Piaget. Okay, Piaget. Yeah, Piaget. So actually, he is a Swiss psychologist who is very good at the cognitive development in the children. Yeah. So he he put forward 4 stages in the cognitive development. Okay. So from the birth to 2 years old is the sensory motor stage. Yeah. And after that, we have the next stage from 2 to 7 years old. Okay. And I hope everybody can focus on this stage because from 7 to 11 years old, this is the stage in primary school. Okay. So I'm going to talk about it in detail. So for this stage is the concrete operational stage. 具体运演阶段. Okay. The concrete operational stage. So we can take a closer look. For this part, you see here showing logical concrete reasoning. Okay. But during this age, most children still cannot think abstractly. What does it mean? If we just ask them to think about logic, so maybe it's very hard. They need the help of the concrete objects. That's why here we need to draw the ball model because they can link. Okay. They can link the real objects to the abstract logic behind. Yeah. So that's actually very important. Instead of telling them the logic, the method, we need to let them understand why we need the method here. So if we connect this with calculation, let's take a look. Calculation is the foundation, but we need to check. Very beginning, do the kids really understand the numbers? Yeah, because when kids start to learn math, when they see a number 4, they can only consider it as a symbol. It's no difference between letter A, B, C, D, or something like that. 4 is kind of a symbol. So we need to guide them. When we show them there are 4 cherries, so we use the number 4 to show we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cherries. So we need to connect them. Okay. And after that, we need to let them know the meaning of the number place, the digit place. Okay. So in here, when we have the number 25, so actually not many kids may understand the 2 here is actually a 20. Yeah. Once I do a assessment with the kid in P1, primary 1. So when I ask them like 12, here the 2 means, for example, here when we have 12 apples, so for the 2, he can tell me it means 2 apples. But when I ask him, what about the 1 here? What does it mean? He would directly tell me it's 1 apple instead of 10. Yeah. So that may be the problem of not understanding the digit place. Okay. So in our class, actually, when we teach them the vertical addition, so we will show them actually the ones is the single item, like we count them one by one. But for the tens, we put 10 sticks together. We make it a bundle. We make it a bunch and we count them 10 by 10. So actually the 2 here in the tens place, it means 2 tens. Yeah. So every parent, you can also check if they really understand it or not. And after they understand the numbers, after they understand the digit place, after they understand the meaning of plus and minus and times, and then they do calculation. And after that, they can learn the methods. I mean, the faster methods like making round numbers, right? Something like that. So we need to follow these steps. Okay. Do not jump directly to the strategies. Yeah, like I said, not many kids understand the meaning below or behind. Yeah, that's very important. Okay. So after the kids understand this, then they can learn the methods in calculation. Okay. Yeah. So that's the logic. And after that, here we have the last reason, lack of practice. So to solve this problem, I think, yeah, we don't need to talk about it. The only method is practice. That's it. Right. Okay. There's no shortcut to calculation. Yeah. Only continuous practice can lead to mastery. Yeah. So basically, we need to have timely feedback and support from parents and also the teachers throughout the entire practice here in calculation. Yeah. So I really do hope with the help of the calculation book, yeah, which I will offer if you join the competition here. So we can start immediately. Yeah. Invite the kids to do and give them the instant feedback. That will be really nice. Okay. So this is something about the reasons and also how we can improve the calculation strategy, calculation ability. Yeah. So in here, offer them a sense of achievement. And then when learning the method, we need to make sure they understand first. So comprehension first, and then we ask them to do the basic calculation. And by the way, here, it's very important to do calculation within 20. Yeah, because in my class, a lot of kids will differ. If the kids are good at calculation, for questions like 13 plus A, they can do it very quickly, like 21. But here, when kids are weak in calculation, it took them a lot of time thinking about it. So I do hope everybody can spend more time doing more calculation within 20, especially with the regrouping one. Okay. And after that, they can learn the calculation with strategy, which we will also talk about it in the preparation of the contest. Okay. And after that, do have progressive and continuous practice in calculation. Yeah. So that will be the second part here, how to improve the calculation ability. Yeah, I hope everybody are still listening. Okay. And if you're still listening and if it really helped you a lot, can give me a 6. Yeah, I have to check. Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether it helps you a lot. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit here. We still have some parents here in the chat room. Okay. Yes. I'm not quite sure, okay, if you already know this kind of thing. Yeah. If you already know this, I think marvelous. Okay. Yeah, you are very professional. Yeah, because even for teachers like me, I still need to do a lot of research. Yeah, about that. And also I can also use my like experience in teaching so that maybe I will be more professional than you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, Winnie. Whoa, Winnie. I'm wondering whether you're one of the parents from my class. Okay. Yeah. So after that, let's continue. We have the final part. Okay. But for this part, I think it's easy. Yeah. And also, yeah, by the way, there are some common misconceptions about calculation, but I will go very, very quickly. Yeah. So misconception one. So a lot of parents will only focus on the child's accuracy rate. When they do the calculation, they need 100% correct. Actually, we don't need to. Yeah. Or maybe it need to be, yeah, very verified because like when kids are good at calculation already, so you have higher standard. Yeah. So it's more based on the kids foundation in math. Yeah. So in order, instead of only focusing on accurate rate, so also the time spent and also the bad habits, yeah, also very important. And misconception two is expecting the kid to get all calculations right. So basically, it's the same logic. So we cannot. And also, sometimes I think parents should be very patient. Yeah, in guiding them. Mhm. And the last one here. After calculation once, requiring the child to check everything again. Double check, right? Double check is a good habit, but in terms of calculation, it may not. Okay, because sometimes we do want kids to do it fast and correctly. So we try to improve the ability to get everything correct in one go. Yeah, try not to go back to double check, especially for basic calculation. For basic calculation, that's very important. Okay, yeah. And after that, the last part here for today is some details about the competition. So here, I think a lot of you may not quite clear about the details, and no worry, because next week we are going to have a group chat and update everything for you here. Yeah. And the reason why we have the stack, okay, like I said here, we really want everybody can focus more on calculation. Yeah, it's super important, especially for P1 and P2. And by the way, actually, this is the first time we had the calculation contest in Singapore. And luckily, we only open for P1 and P2. Yeah, we don't have like P3, P4, and P5. We only have P1 and P2. So I do hope if you have the time and also the energy, join us. Okay. Yeah, and together we will provide 3 classes talking about the strategies in calculation. Yeah, and also we will provide a very like professional report for the contest. Yeah, and not to mention the $200 cash. Right. Okay. So it can really give them a sense of achievement. Yeah. So invite the others to join together if you already joined. Okay. Because I really do hope like a lot more people joining in here. So it makes more sense in doing the analysis about the result. Let's say like if we only have 10 people joining, so it doesn't make any sense about the results, right? So I really do hope if you are interested, so invite more children to join us for this year's competition. Yeah. And after that, let's take a look here about the competition. So it's only for P1 and P2 so far. And the date is 29th of May, which is a Wednesday night. So it takes about like 40 minutes. So if you already on holiday, so I really do hope you can spare the time, like 40 minutes online. It's online. Yeah. So here about the time and also the date. And for the price fee is like $5 Singaporean dollars. Yeah. And make sure if you are already studying in Think Academy SG, you can use the voucher, okay, to cancel out the $5 for the fee. Okay. And here, like I said, it's online. So basically it's all online. And we only have multiple choice and also the gap filling. Yeah. Only these 2 kind of problems. And for perfect score, the full score, we will have $200 cash prize. So which is, I think is really insane, right? It's a lot actually. Okay. So I really do hope the kids can feel, whoa, I have, if they get full score, they will be super excited. Yeah, promise. I can imagine how excited they are. And also for the gold, we have the top 5% who will also have the wireless speaker. And also for the silver, the top 10% will have the limited edition of the Think Academy bag. Even though the price are not very pricey, still they will feel very, very happy because this is something they earn for themselves. Yeah. So again, I really do hope everybody can join. Yeah. And after that, let's take a look. Okay, for the format or maybe the outline here. So I can guarantee everybody the problems are all based on students' ability. What does it mean? For example, in P1, so in school, we don't really teach division. So we don't have anything to do with division and also multiplication. Yeah, because I remember at the end of P1, we just talk about the basic idea of multiplication. It's like 3 groups of 4. So it's like 3 times 4, but we don't do division. We don't do multiplication in P1. Yeah. So similarly in P2, so in school, maybe we will talk about fractions in the second semester, but we are not going to talk about fraction calculation. Yeah, in this competition. So we won't go beyond their ability. Okay. So it consists of 3 parts. The first one is the basic section. So the basic calculation about addition and subtraction within 100, that is P1, and P2 is within 500. So you can take a detailed look, and I will give you the briefing after we set up the group chat. Okay, no worries, everybody. And the second part is the advanced section. Advanced section is more about calculation with strategy, how the kids can do it faster, right? So here we have some strategies like making round numbers, okay, like that. So here we have 20 and 20 marks, okay, in total. And the last part is the challenging section. So this part will involve more challenging problems about calculation. So some parents may mention, do we have like word problems? Basically, yes, we may have word problem, but it's not the very traditional word problem with a lot of sentences and words to understand. It will go directly to the point about calculation. Yeah. So these are the outline here. Yeah, for P1 and P2, you can take a look here. Yeah. And after that, we still have the online. Okay, we still have the online classes for preparation of the competition. So for P1, here we'll have 3 classes starting from 22nd of May. Okay, it will be Wednesday next week, Thursday and Friday, and only about 30 minutes online. Yeah. So we'll talk about strategies in calculation. So you can join according to kids situation. If the kids already know how to do how to do calculation with strategy, it's okay not to join. Yeah, if they do not know or you want them to be more familiar, so you can join the class. Yeah, and for P2, we also have the same. Yeah, we talk about calculation strategies. Okay, so this about the live class. Okay, the live streaming class. Okay. So finally, about the competition, here the post arrangement. We will have a group chat to update the information afterwards, and we'll also provide the sample papers and also the live class next week, as I mentioned before. And after the competition, we will have the online awarding ceremony. It will be the next Wednesday after the competition. Yeah, so this is about the arrangement. And the second one, any device test before, and we will provide an instructions because we will have the sample paper online, and also we will have some practices online. So as long as parents, you do guide them to know how to answer the questions. For example, how to click the buttons, how to type, how to click the blanks and type the answers, it will be okay. It will be okay. Yeah. So this is something about the device test here. And the last one, any replacement for the contest, any receipt? No, okay, because we think about the fairness due to fairness concern. So no replacement here for now. So I do really hope every parent can, like try your best to schedule the time to join the competition here for the competition. Yeah, for the stack. Yeah. So this is something all about today's sharing. Yeah, it's already 10 minutes delay here. So I'm not quite sure if you enjoyed today's sharing. Yeah, basically it's me doing the talking. So if you think like I really learned something or it really helps me a lot, okay, please type a 1 in the chat box. I really do need your feedback. Okay. Yeah, if you think, okay, I still have some problems, you can leave me a 2, or maybe you can just simply put the question in the chat box, or you can also contact me through the post. Yeah, through my WhatsApp. Yeah. So I will wait a little bit here for the feedback. Yeah. Still 9 parents waiting in the room. I'm really happy. Yeah. So if you learn something, give me a 1, okay? And any questions or you still have some more problems, you can type a 2, or maybe you can type the question directly in the comments below. Okay, I'll wait a little bit here. And by the way, I don't think there are a lot of competitions about calculation in Singapore. We have SMKC, we have SASMOR, right? But they are all about comprehensive abilities. So I think stack. By the way, the name is designed by me, okay? Stack, okay? Yeah, the name, okay? I really do hope stack is also one of the very popular contests in Singapore in the future. So I really do hope everybody can join. Yeah. Okay, physics is type 2. Okay, so if you still have some problems, okay, you can leave me a message on WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay. So nobody give me a 1. I will be a little bit disappointed then. But no worries. Okay, I will make sure I will improve next time. Okay. So I think that will be the end here for today. Thank you for coming today. And hopefully you can invite more kids to join the stack and try to improve kids' ability in calculation together. Okay. So that will be the end here for today. And everybody have a good night. Yo. So thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah. Okay. So see you everybody. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah. Physics here. You can leave me a comment. I mean, like you can contact me through WhatsApp. Yeah. So that we can have further communication. Yeah. And the others. Okay. Thank you for joining tonight. Okay. See you then. Bye bye. Bye bye.